Hey you, it's Mo. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday. Today I've got the White Suede Eye and Cheek palette. This is part of Fall from Tom Ford in 01 Raw Desire. She's beautiful. We talked about this in our upcoming new makeup releases, Tom Ford edition, and I'm so happy I got my hands on it. We're gonna do some swatches, we're gonna demo, we're gonna see what this beautiful palette's all about. So, happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. Shall we hydrate and begin? If you love Tom Ford, you're going to love this series here on my channel, Tom Ford Tuesday, where on Tuesdays, it's all about Tom Ford beauty. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and please take a moment to give today's video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. So, shall we start off with the packaging? This one comes in all white with gold, and on the back you've got lots and lots and lots and lots. So along with all of the details and ingredients and all of these details on the back, you lift it up and you have the layout and the intention of the palette. I don't recall if the other Eye and Cheek packages had that, but anywho, that's packaging. And the palette comes in the little suede-esque dust cover, which it's white, it's gonna get messy, but it's nice to have. Just gonna say. But here is the actual palette. Now this palette is in limited edition Ultra Luxe textured ivory case inspired by the White Suede fragrance. Everyday neutral shades are designed in a variety of dynamic textures for a sensuous, shimmering, wet, dry eyeshadow formula to extreme luminous matte cheek color and highlighter shade to melt into the skin, delivering rich, high-intensity color. Very realistic color story, very practical colors, things that you'll want to use and wear. So those are our swatches. I'm actually really excited to get this on the face. Like, this is going to be gorgeous. So the base is already applied. You know it's Tom Ford Tuesday. The full face is Tom Ford. I am wearing my Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. Everything will be listed and linked down below in the description box if you're curious. And you know what? I had picked up 2 new lipsticks a little while ago. So we're going to see, maybe we'll use one of them or we'll use both. I've got number 68 Sugar Glider and number 14 Sable Smoke. They're like nudie tones, you know, they're kind of like mauve colors. So we will see if they go with the look and, you know, all the things. I am quickly just going to prime my lids with my Emotion Proof Eye Base. I did a bit of underpainting today, whereas I went in with my contour, highlight, concealer products first, and then went over top with my foundation. This actually worked really good with it. So I feel like I have a soft contour, very natural. But that's been it because we've got blush and highlight in here. Anyway, we're going to start off with the eyes. So I'm going to actually start off with the lighter of the 2 brown shades, and I'm going in with my number 13 brush from Tom Ford. Definitely feel like this color story is going to give us nice wearable daily looks. So this is going to be a palette that you'll want to reach for just by, you know, looking at this color story so far. But definitely we'll be able to create other looks with it as well. And I am always a fan of using the blush and the highlight on the eyes too. I've always done that with these palettes. So this is a very soft shade. It is not giving too much on my skin tone. I feel like this would definitely give a little bit more on a lighter, more fair skin tone. But for me, it's giving a very soft application. And with that said, going into the darker brown shade, and let's do a little on the outer eye, and just add a little depth to the look. And I'm taking my time and building. I always rather go in with less at first than too much and can't, you know, blend it out the way I'd like to. I don't really feel like this formula is like the wet dry formula. I feel like I am having to, you know, go in multiple times to build. I mean, I'm getting color payoff. Let's get a little closer. Hello. I mean, I'm getting the color payoff, but I just feel like I'm having to go in quite a bit to get it. There's not much kick up, so that's, you know, that's a thing to note. But calling this wet dry formula and my past experiences with wet dry formula, the two shades that I've used so far are not giving me wet dry formula. But that's okay. We're gonna keep it moving and see. I've got my number 12 from Tom Ford. I'm going into this lightest shade here. Let's use that. Wow, I didn't take off the sticker off of the mirror. Very, very satisfying. Ooh, yes. Okay, so we went in with that number 12 brush into the lightest shade. Let's do a little brow bone. Let's do a little brow bone highlight. And then same brush, same color. Do a little inner corner highlight. I want more, so I'm taking my Tom Ford spray and I'm actually going to spray the brush. And then let me show you, because it's better to show you than try to just speak it. I am going in with my brush just a little damp, and I'm kind of just staying on the side. Let's see if we get a little more intensity because we did that. Okay, much better. Much, much better. Going into this shade, we'll use that on the lid. Ooh, tapping that off. This one I feel like is the most reminiscent just by putting my brush in it to the wet dry. Oh wow, yeah. That is giving me wet dry formula. Very much. Thank you. I was getting nervous, I'm gonna admit. I was like, wait. I'm gonna go back into the darkest shade and kind of just go over. Just touching up really quickly. And my number 14 brush from Tom Ford, going on the lower lash line. I've been enjoying the Esum dual-ended pencils. This one is in gold brown. One side is gold, one side is brown. So I'm going to put that in my waterline, and then we'll move on to the face. So I did a couple of coats of mascara, and the eye look is complete. Very soft and pretty. Again, this gives me your everyday go-to kind of face and eye palette vibes. And that's definitely what it translates to. So let's try out the blush and the highlight. So I've talked about this, but I really like using Tom Ford's bronzer brush, which is the number 5, for my blush. So I'm gonna try it. So ooh. It's just melding into the skin, like, and giving such a pretty soft flush. I like it. So I went back in and I'm gonna put a little bit more. It's nice. You can't see where it begins or ends. It has Like when I look at the blush in the pan, it looks like it has very fine little glitter particles, but I'm not getting that on my face. I don't have like a ton of scattered glitter everywhere. It's very pretty. Very pretty. Now, for the sake of trying it out this way, I'm going to go into a more blush brush. This one is from Rephr number 4. Let's try it out. Doesn't... That is so weird. I got it on the big brush, no problem, but like I'm digging with this. All right, let's try. I don't know. This is like weird, this formula. See? I don't have hard pan, thank you. But like I'm like digging in here and it's like barely picking up on the brush. I don't know. But I went in with Tom Ford and it was great. I don't know. That's... I'll stick to my Tom Ford brush. Thank you very much. All right. I feel like I'm coming together quite nicely. Let's highlight. I do still like using my number 11 eyeshadow brush. This is what we use to apply our lid shade. I like using that for highlights. So we're going to try that for the highlight. Let's pick up. Yeah, this one is a lot more powdery. So, wow. See if you can see. See, it's a lot more powdery than the other shades. Yeah, maybe no. Let me try another brush. This is a Chikuhodo brush. So I'm gonna pick up picked up some product, tapped. This is not giving me highlights. Kind of like, it just looks like, what? This palette is kind of weird. This palette's kind of weird. I'm going in with a little bit more, and I'm gonna see if I go in like a little lighter handed over here. It's not giving like a Tom Ford highlight at all. It's giving like almost like an eyeshadow. I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna go over this with my sponge, right? And I'm actually gonna just clean off that same brush. I'm gonna mix these two eyeshadows here. The more gold one that we have on the lid and the light one beside it. I want to try those for highlight because right now I'm not content with what I have for highlight as my highlight. See, that more looks like a highlight. No? You see? Yeah. This thing gave me a white strip on my face, and that's not cute. I'm not okay with that. That is so weird. See, the actual eyeshadow is giving me more of that highlight than the highlight. All right, so I'm going to put this down. We're going to talk, but I want to put a little something on my lips. So, as mentioned, I picked up 2 new Tom Ford lipsticks. These are the originals, just the plain lipsticks. They're like a satin, super creamy. Come in the traditional packaging. So this is 14 Sable Smoke. How gorgeous is this color? Oh, yes. And then the other one is Sugar Glider. It's a little bit darker. Look at that. Gorgeous. It's very Casablanca, very... What's the other one I love? You know, my camera just wants you to see what's behind me. Let's try that again. This isn't very pretty. Both of them are nice. I feel like we'll probably be able to mix the two. But let's swatch and see. Ooh, these are pretty, aren't they? Very pretty. Okay. I'm going in with my House of Sillage lip pencil in Envious Nude. All right, I'm going to go with Sugar Glider first, all over. Then with the lighter Sable Smoke on the center. And then I'm topping with a gloss. And that's the lip cocktail. So here's our finished look using the new Tom Ford White Suede Cheek and Eye Palette in 01 Raw Desire. It's on the cheeks, it's highlight, it's on the eyes. I feel like everything was going so great until the highlight. But we managed to get through. So now that we've applied this all over the face, let's talk. Variety of dynamic textures, from a sensuous shimmering wet dry formula to extreme luminous matte cheek color and highlight shades that melt onto the skin. Yeah, that's what it says. So I have to assume this is a mix of textures, including wet dry, and then luminous matte for the cheek and highlight. Definitely for the highlight, because yeah, that was not a typical Tom Ford highlight. When I think of a Tom Ford highlight, I think of, let me show you, hold on, because just, you know, when I think of a Tom Ford highlight, I'm thinking about a glow that's beautiful, ethereal, sophisticated, melds into your skin. You have to come like up this close to see exactly what's going on because it's so smooth and beautiful. I'm thinking like Mood Light. This is OG. This is what I have become accustomed to from Tom Ford. I mean, I'll show you really quick, like, you know, like right like that. And I know luminous matte is like a new thing, but this was not it. Also, this is another face and eye palette. This one actually has a bronzer and highlight. Yeah, these are even way more of a glow than this one. So I'm definitely going to just chuck it up to it really being that luminous matte. But on my skin tone, I will not be using that. On my skin tone, this did not work. This highlight shade. By the swatch on the finger, it's not very... It's nothing like the others is pretty much what I'm getting at. It is really more of a matte. It's softer, but it's on my skin. It gives very much of a just a cast, and I'll probably more so just be using this as eyeshadow, which it's fine. But if you're my skin tone or even darker, no. Now the eyeshadows. I went into this thinking that this is going to be a wet dry. And in all honesty, the only eyeshadow that performed as a wet dry would perform was the shade on my lid, which was this one right here. Look at it. Super luminous and just all the feels of beautiful glow and glimmer. That's what the wet dry, you know, is intended for. The one beside it that we used on the inner corner and for the brow bone highlight is giving me what this palette did. So I'm actually going to swatch this one. They almost even feel the same. This one is a little bit more creamy, I will admit. But like the formulas, you can't even tell which one is from the eye and cheek And this one, yeah, even the, just like the feel of it, it feels more of like a creamy matte type of formula. And then that one wet dry, just like looking at it, you can see. Yeah, just by looking at it, you can see. This is the only one I feel is like a wet dry right here. The rest of them are just like creamy mattes. Now, overall, they performed okay. And that's the thing with the more creamy, with this other formula, you just have to be prepared that you're going to build it up a little bit more. It's going to be a lot softer, which is very pretty, very Tom Ford sophisticated kind of vibe, you know, which looks beautiful. The blush was nice too, but it too is that more luminous matte. And you can see that from the texture of it. It's a very pretty color. And it looks pretty on the skin for sure. And you could even, you know, put it on with the finger. It's pretty. It's nice. Here's how I honestly feel as a Tom Ford girl. And having used this new palette for the first time. I think that the color story is very pretty. It's a realistic color story. It's something that you will want to reach for, you will want to use. Formulation wise, I'm like twitching a little because it's just okay. I'm sorry, but you know, that's okay. It's not everything from Tom Ford I'm going to love, but I'm invested. I have it. I'm going to use it. And I'm definitely going to come back and use it more and share some more looks with it. This is my initial look with the Eye and Cheek palette. And my initial thoughts. Based on what you saw today, what do you think? Let's chat. Comment down below. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. I appreciate you spending your time with me today. Please don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.